Okay, so Barry, to recap, so the question was, what is a good, healthy humidity level to keep in your house if you have allergy issues? There was one more piece to that question, and what was that, Barry?
The other
Are you there?
one was, for sinuses or allergies, will a steam room help?
Okay. All right. Okay, here, I'm not going to answer your question very quickly or very succinctly. Okay, the issue with humidity is it's going to be far more comfortable for you to keep the humidity low. Okay, so that might be 60, 70%. If you keep it too much lower, it's going to dry you out and you're not going to do well. But even more interestingly, okay, if the humidity gets to be a little bit too high, it promotes mold growth, mold and mildew. If it gets too low, it promotes mold sporulation, okay, which basically the mold feels itself dying off, and so it blows the spores into the air. So you really can't win with this one, okay? So what I'm going to suggest that you do is to keep your humidity about 70%, 60, 70%. But there's an ultraviolet light that you can actually put into your air conditioning ducts that will burn the mold spores. Okay, it's actually very interesting. They're made in Texas by a company called Air Oasis, and they cost about $500. Ask your plumber or electrician to drill a small hole into the duct itself. You plug it into the power, and away it goes. The bulbs last about 2 years. I have 3 air conditioning systems at my house. I put 3 of these things in, and I just replaced the bulbs in them. So that's what you do to control the mold and mildew issue inside the air conditioning itself, and that's very, very important. If it gets too moist, that'll happen. If it gets too dry, it gets even worse. Now, what do you do about steam rooms? Okay, that's actually a pretty interesting question. The high humidity and high heat in a steam room will actually assist in clearing out your sinuses and bronchi. Sauna is a wonderful technique. It goes back thousands of years, crosses many different cultures. Everybody seems to enjoy them. The one issue you have to look at there is that if the steam room is in your home, you'd better clean out the water tray, because you can also do the same thing that we used to do to kids with these humidifiers. They'd sit in there in their little humidity tents and so on and so forth, but we didn't do a real good job cleaning them, and it kicked up something called Aspergillus. Legionella can do it. There are a whole bunch of interesting bugs that you can transmit in a steam room or a high humidity environment. So do I think it's a good idea? Yeah, I do. You just have to be careful and clean. And I hope that answered your question.